Good morning, everyone. Let's open the camera. Nice. All right. Good morning to today's ImpactFest webinar here, delivered by IESEC in the Netherlands. I'm super excited to see so many interested people in right now here in this webinar. And I can't wait to take you through this webinar here. It's called Think Like Youth. Explore how the next generation will take your workplace to the next level. And it is a webinar developed by IESEC in the Netherlands. Now, the chances are high that you haven't heard about us before if you are not a recent alumni of IESEC in the Netherlands. But that's why we're here. I would love to introduce ourselves. We just relocated to The Hague. So I would love to just share a little bit with you. Who is IESEC? What are we doing? And why are we here at the ImpactFest? I'm excited to have the chance here to talk with you. Now, my name is Leonard Müller. I'm the current president at IESEC in the Netherlands. And I'm also joined here in this call by Tane, who's our head of partnership development and PR of IESEC in the Netherlands. Now I'm going to be taking you through this webinar. Let's see right away, what are we going to talk about today? First of all, I want to talk a little bit with you about what does youth think? What does the next generation believe in? What are the aspirations of the next generation, or actually of the current generation, of my current generation? A platform for youth. What is IESEC, and how can IESEC maybe be a benefit for your organization? And then lastly, I want to close with the question, how will the next generation take your workplace to the next level? But let's start at the beginning. And I would like to start with a survey. Now, maybe you've read the bio of our ImpactFest session here, and I already mentioned it in there, that recently we conducted a survey serving around 50,000 young people all around the world to find out a little bit, what are their ideas, what are their aspirations, or their thoughts on the future of world, the future of this world in general. Now, YouthSpeak Survey is an initiative by IESEC globally, which first took place already in 2013, 2015, where we managed to gather 24,000 respondents all around the world. Now, then in 2016, we had a second effort for the survey, and back then actually we gathered around 185,000 respondents of young people from around 197 countries and territories, the biggest one so far. Now, this year, specifically in July 2019, we opened the third round of YouthSpeak Survey. And in the course of 1 year, we managed to gather over 50,000 respondents of young people all around the world from 100+ countries and territories. And I would love to share some insights with you. After all, this workshop is called Think Like Youth. So for that, we need to understand, how does youth think? What are the things that are on young people's minds these days? So let's start with some general data. We gathered around 57,000 respondents to be very specific. Those respondents are all around the world in 157 countries and territories. On the right side, you can see we really gathered respondents from every part of this world, of the 4 major regions: Americas, Middle East and Africa, Europe, and Asia Pacific. The average age of our respondents are around 24 years young, of course, ranging from way young of 17, 18, until a little bit older, 30. So we have a very large scale of young people, of maybe even 1 or 2 generations represented in this survey. YouthSpeak Survey, this year's YouthSpeak Survey is separated into 3 blocks. We try to find out 3 different things. First of all, what is the current worldview of young people? How do young people look at the world? How do they see the world by 2030, for example? Then leadership. What is the key driver of young people? And what is really their perception of leadership? That means global leadership, but as well as their personal and individual leadership. And then the third block, career aspirations. What is youth perception on the participation in future of work? How do they see their chances to have a successful career, for example, later on. And now I would like to take you through those 3 blocks, and I gathered a few data points for each block. I'm not gonna here present the entire report. We are more than happy to share this report actually later. It's accessible online. But I took out the data points or the key questions that I thought were most interesting to you. Let's start with a worldview. So the worldview is all about the perception that young people have around pressing matters around the globe, really. And the first question, actually, I love it. I like the question a lot. We ask young people, do you think that society will be in a better or worse state 10 years from now by 2030? And they said, the majority of people said, it will be in a better state, 59%. Around 24% said it will get worse, and 17% said it will be the same. And to me, what's very interesting is here the reasons you can see on the right. So people look ahead, positive ahead into the future, and will think that the world get a better place because they see technological advancements as the main driver for a better future. People who think the world will get worse by 2030 see environmental pollution, poor leadership, and corruption as the main drivers that would affect the state of the world in 2030. And then people who think that the world stay the same, around 17%, also see a lack of initiative or a proper leadership around the world. And I think right now, like US elections coming up, a difficult situation in so many countries around the world where we see poor leadership in government as well as in corporates and organizations, I guess. So to me, it's very interesting how technological advancement is seen for most of those people as the key driver to be in a better state. Then very pressing issues that we also foresee in the future that will become a huge problem, such as climate change. And that really what is dominating the news these days are the key drivers that people will think it will stay the same, which I guess then if we see the reason of lack of leadership or proper leadership, it's not an ideal state we're in right now. We also ask then, who do you believe has the strongest ability to actually influence society? And here again, I think something very interesting. Of course, the first one is government. Maybe they have the strongest ability to actually make a difference if they want to. In second comes actually youth-led organizations. And here youth-led organizations can be a big array of things. This can be something like AIESEC, of course, so our organization. I'll explain a little bit more in a second. But I think the greatest examples of recent developments is something like the Fridays for Future movement led by Greta Thunberg. I think she managed, it's an incredible accomplishment to mobilize so many young people all around the world to go on the street and take a stand for something, as well as really shaping and influencing the conversation in society and really also politics. As third actually comes celebrities, which I thought was interesting for young people to see how much influence as well celebrities, or let's maybe even influencers, right, on social media these days can have on influencing society. Now, then we also asked about the Sustainable Development Goals. And actually, I slightly disagree with our report to say that only 73% know about the Sustainable Development Goals. I actually think that 73% is a good rate. Of course, we would like to be higher, but I'm seeing that by far more than the majority of people surveyed at least knew about the Sustainable Development Goals. That's a good thing, I believe. The thing that maybe is some reason to worry about is that there's not a huge amount of trust into actually achieving the SDGs by 2030, because only 6.5 out of 10 people believe or have confidence that we'll be able to achieve the SDGs by 2030. So that can have two reasons. On the one hand, a lack of understanding of really the having the proper knowledge about achieving the SDGs, and the other thing maybe actually do that the feeling that there's too little done to actually achieve the SDGs by 2030. Let's get to the second part, leadership. And in IESEC, everything is about leadership for us. And then we will dive deep into this generation's motivations in life, what defines a leader, and the importance of creating meaningful relations for young people. We ask young people, what does leadership mean to you? And the most common words associated with leaderships were help others, team, positive impact, achievement, and inspiring others. We ask youth, what are the main motivations that drive you in life? And here you can see that the most chosen words as the choice number one in the survey were achievement, passion, curiosity. And what is interesting to me is that we see in choice 2 and choice 3, the 2 words of passion and curiosity coming back. So it really seems like the fact of having a passion for something, and that you would like to choose something in your life, or seek things in life that you're passionate about, as well as curiosity, since I guess there's so many things to explore in today's world, and it's all seems so accessible through social media and technological advancements. And the last block is actually about career aspirations. So in this final sections of YouthSpeak Survey, we try to cover the pressing issue. What are the current professional aspirations that young people have? We ask youth, how confident do you feel about succeeding in your future career? And actually 30% are highly confident to succeed. 38% are moderately confident. 20% somewhat confident. 7% only slightly confident, and 2.6% not confident at all. So it does seem like that majority of youth is actually looking ahead to their future and feel like, hey, I can do that. Like there's so many different factors playing into account in today's world, so many possibilities I have, but overall I feel confident that I will succeed in my future career. And the industry that youth want to work for, I feel like it has been a trend 6 years already when I was still studying business, but it still seems to be very accurate that most of the people actually would like to work in the startup world. They want to be entrepreneurs. They want to have this freedom. Multinational corporations are still up there. Small or medium enterprises, freelancers. I think also there's a bigger trend for being independent and kind of designing your day like you like. Academia, educational institutions, government, social startups, and then non-governmental organizations as well. Now, thinking about your career aspirations, what is the most important objective for you? And I love to read this. The top chosen with a great difference to the ones following objective for young people is to be able to have a positive impact, to be able to have or to work, to have a meaningful work. And I love the fact that we saw earlier in the, let me go back here, that the main motivation, main drivers in life are actually passion and curiosity. If I connect this driver in life of passion with the first point here, that most people want to have a positive impact. They want to do meaningful work because they're passionate about it. They want to work for a better future. It's great to see that youth overall has this driver to make a difference, or that they want to make a difference. And then in a great array of organizations, right? It can be in startups, it can be in multinational corporations, in SMEs, and as a freelancer in government, in NGOs. I think that's the beauty of youth, is that there's a lot of possibility to have this positive impact in the world and in a lot of different sectors. And I frankly also believe if we don't tackle it in all of those areas, like it will be very difficult to actually create a better future of this world. If not in all sectors, we pull the same strings. Then also something interesting, I guess that also for you, not too much of new information, but we also wanted to find out how youth feel like their traditional educational system actually equip them with knowledge and skills that they will actually need in the future. And it is really around 8, 7, 6, and then as well 6.5 out of 10 believe that they don't have really a lot of confidence in the skills and knowledge that they've been taught. So I think still the educational sector as well here is lacking a little bit behind maybe with the needs and desires of young people that are important for the future. Maybe it's taking too much time to actually to evolve this this sector, since it's really the foundation for young people, right? Before they leave into the world and try to have this impact. Now, there was already a lot of data. For me, a little bit the main takeaway, without taking specific points that I just mentioned to you, and there's many more interesting points to actually explore in this report, is really that young people want to have an impact. Young people want to be active. They want to do something they're passionate about. And they really want to work for better future in this world in a lot of contexts, right? This can be about sustainability. This can be gender equality. This can be really anything that is, for example, related to our lovely sustainable development goals. And then also the fact that it's not one sector they really want to be in. It's multiple sectors, like from different perspectives, trying to change this world or work for a better future. But why am I telling you that? Why am I sharing this report with you? And for that, I would actually like to introduce AIESEC to you right now. And I would like to tell you a little bit about the history of AIESEC and what we are actually doing and why that might be interesting for you. So AIESEC is a global platform for young people to explore and develop their leadership potential. We are a non-political, independent, not-for-profit organization run by students and recent graduates. Our members are interested in world issues, leadership, management, and AIESEC does not discriminate on the basis of ethnicity, gender, sexual orientation, religion, or national social origin. So it's really a place for every single young person in this world to be part of. And since we were founded in 1948, right after the Second World War, we have engaged and developed over 1 million young people who have been through an AIESEC experience. And I'm going to explain to you in a second what an AIESEC experience is like, because it can be multiple things. It's not only one experience I'm talking about. And the impact of our organization, I would like to describe as very indirect, because we are not aimed to have this direct impact on society, for example, or on climate change or gender equality or other pressing issues. Through the platform of AIESEC, we try to develop young people and help them to explore their leadership potential so that in the rest of their life, they can create this positive impact through NGOs, through government, through corporates, through startups. But we really hope that AIESEC can be the platform for young people to actually explore one's passion about something like this, and then go on in life and have this direct impact, this direct positive impact later in life. Which makes our work also quite difficult, because it's so difficult to actually measure our impact. I've seen some sessions here at ImpactFest about also how to measure impact. It's very difficult for us to actually measure this impact since we have such an indirect impact. But what is driving us every single day is the idea of developing leadership, of a better world in the future, and trying to create this. And that's what gets us up every single day. Now, how does that actually look like? What are our solutions to actually be this platform, to develop leadership and help young people to explore one's leadership potential? And I would very simply like to present to you our portfolio, everything that we have to offer to have an AIESEC experience, to have the chance to be part of AIESEC in one or another way. And our AIESEC portfolio is consists of three things. It includes, first, how we try to engage as many people as possible with the organization. a set of programs we, together with our partners, offer to young people all around the world, and relations with the alumni of the organization, of course. And the purpose of this whole system is that young people can explore and develop their leadership potential, preparing them to make a positive impact in any sphere they choose after all. And the three phases that compose the system are engagement with AIESEC, an experiential leadership development, and at the end, lifelong connection. And I'm going to take you through all three phases right now. Let's start with engagement with AIESEC. The engage with AIESEC phase really exists there to engage young people with the concept of leadership development and with our organization. And we try to build products, events, and programs that allow really any young person in the Netherlands, but also around the world, to engage with the concept of leadership development. And two very concrete examples, for example, is YouthSpeak Forum. YouthSpeak Forum is an annual event that we organize where we aim to bring together a lot of different stakeholders. So this is, of course, youth. This is startup sector, corporate, not-for-profit sector, government. And we try to bring together all of those stakeholders in one room, well, these days in a virtual room, and then have a conversation about something. Try to find solutions, discuss how each individual stakeholder can have impact. Now, in May 2020, the next one is actually coming up here in the Netherlands, hosted and organized by AIESEC in the Netherlands. And the topic, of course, will be climate change. One of the most pressing issues our generation, and not our generation, all of society is faced with right now. And we would like to invite you and other organizations, government, young people, to participate in these conversations, engage in workshops to find out how can each stakeholder actually bring their help society to solve this immense problem. Then the second one we have, which I just presented to you for earlier, was YouthSpeak Survey. Now, it's not a huge thing to fill out a survey and to already have this concept of leadership development with you or actually be developed in any way. But it is the first start to speak up, to voice your opinion. And then we see it as our responsibility, as the responsibility of AIESEC, to bring this voice of youth to you, to government, to startups, again, to all of those stakeholders, and see how can we work with that. There's a clear demand for something of young people who imagine the future of the world to be in a certain state. So how can we work on this together? The second phase of our portfolio is the experiential leadership development. And I like to say that this is actually the part where the magic is happening. This is where we try to have the primary impact of AIESEC and aim to develop leadership qualities and capabilities in young people. Now, we identify 4 leadership qualities that we think are absolutely necessary for every young person to have in today's world and in tomorrow's world. This is first, to be self-aware. Second, to be solution-oriented. Third, to be able to empower others, to empower the people around you. And fourth, but certainly not least, to be a world citizen. And through our programs, which are essentially exchange programs, we try to work on those qualities with young people. And we have a volunteering program called Global Volunteer, where it is possible for young people to go abroad to around 110 countries for 6 to 8 weeks to join a voluntary program over there, and to work on those qualities for yourself as well as for the people, of course, involved. Now, the important thing I would like to mention here is that AIESEC works in every country like it does in the Netherlands. So every country has a hosting entity. So we have, for example, AIESEC in Colombia, and we have AIESEC in the Netherlands. And AIESEC in Colombia organizes those voluntary projects, for example. So they have people of their local communities inside the organization who say, hey, it would be really nice to have this educational program here, or this program about raising awareness about climate change with young people in Colombia. And then we try to work together and bring people there to have this impact in those local communities, as well as for yourself, right? It's also an investment into your future that we hope to develop. We as well have 2 internship programs where we allow young people to actually have a first taste of the world of business, the world of professional working. A global talent and global teacher, whereas global talent is really focused on business administration, marketing internships, finance, engineering internships. And global teachers really focused on, educational internships in higher educational institutions or any other educational institutions. And they also go for a longer time. They can go up to 1 year. So the last phase then is a lifelong connection. And here it's all about alumni. And I was actually I was struggling at first a bit to see, what should I mention about alumni? Because probably everyone who's watching right now has a good idea of networking, and maybe you're still connected with the alumni of your university, of your master's, for example. Now, the unique thing in IESEC is that young people who join IESEC, mostly while they are studying, start to build this incredibly big network of people, young people, who all kind of want to go into a similar direction, most certainly not all into the same direction. We have many perspectives inside the organization of where we would like to go. But after all, we are all in it for the same reason: leadership development and trying to make the world a better place in the future. So in the Netherlands, that means that every year we have between 250 to 300 members who join IESEC. And globally, that means we have around 35,000 young people every year who are part of IESEC. So very fast, at a very young age, IESEC members build this big network of people. So once you become an alumni, you really become an alumni to IESEC, of course. You become an alumni to alumni, but you also become an alumni to the world, because we have this global network. So very concrete for you, for example, that means if you hire an IESECer, if you decide to try out to work with an IESECer, this person already brings a network in the Netherlands of 300 people that it's very fast to reach out before he or she even started to work in a business, for example, or had their first real work experience outside of IESEC. So it's this incredible bond of purpose-driven people to stay together and stay connected after their leadership experience as well. Now, all of this is a platform for youth. We have engagement with IESEC, like YouthSpeak Forum, YouthSpeak Survey. We have our experiential leadership development, like our programs, Global Volunteer, Global Teacher, and Global Talent. And then we have lifelong connections, the incredible alumni network that IESEC is building and every single year for young people before they even went into their first real work experience. And this is a platform for youth. For youth, because it's an opportunity for young people to explore their leadership potential and see what they would like to do, what they would like to take a stand for, what kind of qualities they would like to keep working on to become a better version of themselves, as well as to find out how they can shape the future of this world for the better. And it's a platform for you because it gives you this unique opportunity to talk, to engage, to work with so many driven young people every single day. Very concrete for you in the Netherlands, that can look like you either join YouthSpeak Forum, this annual event that's in our first stage engagement with IESEC. Maybe you want to be serving Dutch youth or young people in the Netherlands for us in the next version of YouthSpeak Survey. Maybe you want to encourage or help more young people to go on one of our programs. Maybe you were simply like to get in touch with those young people because you're very curious to get this fresh perspective into your workplace. But after all, how will the next generation take your workplace to the next level? This was the title of this webinar. And frankly, I'm not sure about your organization how it will take it to the next level. I know it can take you to the next level because we've seen in YouthSpeak Survey that young people want to, they have this drive that they want to make this world for a better place. So if your organization, your company, organization, or your ministry, for example, has a similar idea about the future, and you're not working yet with that many young people, or you don't have this connection to a large pool of young people, talk with us. See, maybe we can work together. Maybe we can take your workplace to the next level together, while also ensuring that our idea of leadership development and the idea of a better future can sustain and can work, continue to work. So we would love to find this out together with you. So that's me, Leonard Müller, the current president of AIESEC in the Netherlands. I'm going to leave the screen here for a while so you can see as well our contact details. Of course, you can always reach us via email, but as well, feel free to connect with us on LinkedIn and just have a casual chat about your thoughts, maybe about how youth can take your workplace to the next level. But as well as Tané Dideren. Tané is our head of partnership development and PR. So if you already have a very concrete idea of, wow, YouthSpeak Forum sounds very interesting. I would like to know more about it and see how it can be maybe beneficial for my organization. Please feel free to directly reach out to her, since she is the main organizer, is in charge of the whole event. Or if you already have more concrete ideas about potential partnerships, or how we can create shared value for young people around there, please feel free to reach out to her directly. You can also, of course, find her on LinkedIn. Now, I'm going to leave the screen open for a while. Feel free, of course, if you want to have some questions right away, to just drop them in the chat here. You can send them directly to all delegates, or first in private to me as a panelist. I want to thank you already all for joining this webinar, whether you're watching it now, whether you're re-watching it later, the recording. And yeah, we're super excited to be based in The Hague now. We just moved from Amsterdam to The Hague, trying to be a little bit closer to all the impact things here in the Netherlands, or even location Europe, very attractive, right? And we really love to talk with you. We really want to see how we can work together with more organizations and kind of work towards the same direction. So on behalf of AIESEC in the Netherlands, thanks again for joining on this morning. And I hope you'll have a great time at ImpactFest, joining other webinars, roundtables, or other plenary sessions at ImpactFest. So yeah, I hope you have a great day. I see the weather is a little bit better today, or maybe if you're also in the Netherlands, enjoy today. And I hope to talk to you soon or see you soon. Have a good day. Bye-bye.